Distinguished guests, please find your seats and silence your cell phones. Our program will begin shortly. Honored guests, welcome to the 2024 USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association Scholarship and Awards Gala. Please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies, ABC 7 Eyewitness News anchor, David Ono.
Good evening, everybody. We are in for a spectacular evening, and first of all, let's hear it for LA's cultural treasures, the Immortals Lion Dance Troupe. Weren't they wonderful? It's always a great tradition to start off this wonderful program. We do it every time. A special thank you to Patricia and Harry Marr for generously sponsoring the troupe's performance today, so thank you very much to them. So, it is my privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for APAA's 2024 Scholarship Awards Gala. And although I'm not a USC alum, APAA holds a special place in my heart. to see all the good APAA has done over the years, scholarships, cultural programming, outreach, always inspires and energizes me. You're going to know that this organization makes a phenomenal difference. So I'm very proud to be here tonight, and if you have been to one of these events before, welcome back. If this is your first time, we are excited that you are spending this evening with us. You're going to have a great time tonight. And for more than 40 years, APAA has been committed to building academic excellence among USC's Asian Pacific students. APAA also strives to provide meaningful programs for alumni like you to strengthen your ties to each other and to USC. So tonight, we come together to recognize 4 extraordinary alumni and 100 accomplished APAA scholars. We also gather to support APAA's mission to provide scholarship assistance to deserving students. And we achieve this goal thanks in large part to your generosity. And for that, we are deeply grateful. Thank you very much. A big applause to everybody here in this room. So let's get things started. Father Richard Sunwoo of the USC Caruso Catholic Center will now lead us in a blessing. Father?
Good evening, everybody. It's not a library, you can speak. Good evening. I think some of us have been in library for too long. We forgot how to respond, but it's a privilege for me to be here tonight to lead us in prayer and invocation and to ask for just a blessing of Almighty God and thanksgiving for not only our honorees tonight and their incredible achievements, but also for all of our APAA scholars. And we know that I think today is a very unique day, a lot of challenges around the world. And I think as we look around and we look outside of Los Angeles, we see a world that is hell-bent on tearing itself apart. And so tonight, I think we gathered very specially because I think all of us gathered here to celebrate not only the achievements of our awardees and the incredible work of our scholars, that we see the impact of USC to try to bring a little bit of the world back together again. And so I begin tonight by wishing you peace be upon all of you. And I pray that you wish peace upon your table mates and our brothers and sisters as well. So in thanksgiving to Almighty God, and if you can excuse me, according to our tradition, we always begin marked with the sign of the cross. And so we begin in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Almighty God, we give you thanks. Today, on this day of challenge, most especially, for reminding us through the example of our awardees as well as our scholars that no matter what the challenges in the world may be, that goodness always prevails. And yet that goodness is cultivated from the soil of challenge. And this is where we find ourselves tonight. May you bless all of our awardees for their tremendous work, their achievements, but also for the incredible good that they're trying to promote in the world, for peace and for harmony, and that the families may thrive. We pray for the great work of all of our scholars, for their struggle as well, as they determine and try to figure out what it is that you're asking them to do, how they can participate in our human family, not just for themselves, but for the good of the communities in which that they will serve. We ask a special blessing tonight upon all of us gathered here. Humble us and remind us of our own humble beginnings, of which that we were able to serve our brothers and sisters, but also find life. We ask your blessings to fall upon the food that we will share. May it nourish our bodies so that we can continue to build a community of goodness, of truth, and of beauty, not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come. And for all this, we give you thanks. And we ask your blessing upon the food. Once again, I see that's Korean food, so it's awesome. But I'm not biased. But we also thank you for the gift of the university, the incredible power of the University of Southern California to bring all these communities together so that we can work cooperatively to build a great place for ourselves and for the world. We ask all these things through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and Son, and Holy Spirit. Have a great night, everybody.
Beautiful words from Father Sun Wu. Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to introduce APAA's dedicated executive director, a dear friend of mine, and she does this year after year in the most spectacular way. The reason this event is such a beautiful event is because of Grace Sheba. Please welcome.
Wow, thank you so much, David, and good evening, everyone. I am thrilled to see so many people here today. This event is a highlight of the year as we gather to connect with old and new friends and to celebrate our distinguished honorees and extraordinary APA scholars. I would like to thank David Ono once again for joining us as our Masters of Ceremonies. He's so kind to lend his time to us time after time, and we're just so grateful. I also want to acknowledge that Broadcast and Cable magazine recently named him News Anchor of the Year. The magazine recognized David's work on Defining Courage, a multimedia production about the Japanese-American Nisei soldiers during World War II. And by the way, if you have not seen it yet, the film will be screened at USC on April 30th. So just let me know if you're interested in joining us. It's absolutely fascinating, and I urge you to see it. So once again, congratulations, David. When I reflect on everything that APA has accomplished, I feel honored to serve this amazing organization and work closely with my fellow Trojans. The Asian Pacific Trojan family has made and continues to make invaluable contributions to both USC and our community. I'd like to acknowledge a few Asian Pacific Trojans who've recently made us proud, like Ada Ye, who served as the co-chair of this year's fantastic USC Women's Conference. Filmmaker John M. Chu, who will speak at USC's 141st commencement, and Kyla Padilla, and we have also Ms. Malia Samuels. They were both served on the USC women's basketball team, which, as we all know, made it to the Elite Eight for the first time in 30 years. And we do have a member of that team here, but we're going to introduce her a little bit later, so we want you to be surprised, but we're delighted that she could join us. They, along with all of you, embody the values our organization was built on. I am truly humbled to see the outpouring of support from so many members and friends of the Trojan family tonight. I look forward to what's ahead for APAA. I know that the rich legacy of our founding members will continue to grow as new leaders emerge to guide us into the future, making a great impact in the Trojan community and beyond. At this time, we would like to take a moment to remember the former leaders of the APA Board of Directors whom we lost in recent years, including Irene Hirana Inoue, Ken Kasamatsu, who were both founding members and both former presidents of the APAA, and most recently, Mike Jin, another former president of the APAA. Now, I would like to recognize some very special guests from the university who are joining us this evening. I ask that you please hold your applause until we've made all the introductions. I would like to first acknowledge USC trustee Jamie Lee, whom we will be honoring later this evening. I am proud to say that Jamie is a former president of the APA Board of Directors and the USC Alumni Association Board of Governors. I would also like to acknowledge and welcome several university and academic leaders here with us tonight. Byung-Sung Kim, Senior Vice President and General Counsel. Haven Lynn Kirk, Dean of the USC Roski School of Art and Design. Franita Tolson, Dean of the USC Gould School of Law, and Varun Soni, Dean of Religious Life and Interim Academic Director of the Warren Bennis Scholars Undergraduate Programs. I also want to recognize and welcome Nadine Watt, President of the USC Alumni Association Board of Governors, and John Eno, Interim Senior Associate Vice President for Alumni Relations. And last but never least, our amazing APA Board President, Mary T. Thank you all for your continued support of APAA and for sharing this special time with us this evening. Let's give them a round of applause. In addition, special thanks are in order for Mitchell Liu, the honorary chair of our Gala committee. Mitchell, as many of you know, is a former president of the APA board, and through his leadership and service, he has played a vital role in making our alumni organization what it is today. We are grateful for his guidance and support in making this evening a success. Thank you so much, Mitchell. It's really been fun to work with you again. You might want to come back on the board. We'll put a good word in for you. And at this time, I also would like to thank Carol Shimazaki. She is our Associate Director of the Asian Pacific Alumni Association. This is her second year with our organization, but she did a fabulous job, planning this event, and I just want to give her a round of applause as well. Thank you, Carol, for all that you've done. And she's not here, unfortunately, with us, but we also work with Angela Tang, and unfortunately, she was not able to be with us. She's on a leave, but we wish her the very best, and, she is just, we miss her, and I'm sure many of you know her, so we hope that she's back real soon. And so now it is my pleasure to introduce the chair of this year's Gala Committee. She serves on the APA Board of Directors, and with dedication and real heart, has worked tirelessly with the Gala Committee and our staff to make tonight's event so special. Please give a warm welcome to Felita Wong Shin.
Thank you so much, Grace. Hi, everybody. Trying to see everybody through the lights. We are thrilled to celebrate the 42nd anniversary of APAA, and I would like to congratulate the honorees. You guys are here somewhere, right? And all of the APA scholars whom we're highlighting tonight. This celebration is a culmination of many months of hard work by APA's devoted board and awesome staff. Board of Directors, would you please stand up so we can give you a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you for your time, talent, and treasure. Finally, I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks to this year's Gala Committee, whom I've had the pleasure of working with for so long. You all have been amazing, and you're my heart and soul. Thank you. And special thanks to our honorary chair, Dr. Mitchell Liu, greatest of all time, for his efforts in making tonight such a wonderful celebration. And I would also like to thank each one of you for coming here tonight, for your support and for your presence. Your gift is a gift for us. Thank you. We have a wonderful program planned for you, so relax and enjoy the evening. And now, to deliver the university welcome, please join me in a warm welcome for an esteemed alumnus who is a former APA board member, a former president of the USC Alumni Association Board of Governors, a USC trustee, and our interim associate senior vice president for alumni relations. Everyone, please welcome John Eno.
Well, thank you, Felita. Thank you, and a very great evening to all of you. So this year, the USC Alumni Association celebrates its centennial, 100 years of bringing the Trojan family together to strengthen our ties to one another and our beloved university. And we could not do the work we do every single day without the variety of constituencies and communities that comprise the Trojan family, and most notably, the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association. The APA has been a profound presence in the Trojan family, and it's a point of pride for all of us to see how this community has flourished over the years and decades, thanks to the efforts of everyone in this room. And to our 100 APA scholars that are here tonight, It's no coincidence that's 100 and that's our centennial, but to the 100 scholars, you are the bright future for so many, both in our community and our Trojan family. So we congratulate you on all your current and future successes. And to our honorees tonight, Yoshio, Curtis, Young, and Jamie, congratulations on this richly, richly deserved award. You make us all so, so very proud. So on a personal level, it has been such a thrill and honor for me to serve as the interim head of the USC Alumni Association during this time of transition. And in particular, tonight is really special for me to be here as an Asian American at the APAA Gala. And I'm so honored, in fact, to be the first Asian in USC history to serve as the leader of the Alumni Association. But you know, with such honor also comes responsibility. And I spent a lot of time in recent years emphasizing that as we see more and more Asians rising to positions of influence and power, thankfully, we must also always support one another. For a variety of reasons, I've seen Asians in positions of influence being reluctant to really pull up other Asians in the workplace or other places, not willing to stick out their neck for other Asians. Now, why, you might ask, that happens? Perhaps we don't want to show favoritism or rock the boat, so to speak, culturally. But we cannot let this happen. I'll tell you, other communities are very intentional about it. So we must be intentional with our philanthropy, supporting other APIs, whether it be in mentoring, allyship, volunteering, providing scholarships, or just plain giving back. So I want to thank you, all of you, for all you do to get us here, and thank you for all that you will do in the future. So have a wonderful evening tonight and enjoy this beautiful gala. Fight on. Everyone, please welcome back to the stage David Ono.
Thank you, John. The first APAA scholarships were actually awarded back in 1985 to 7 USC undergraduates. So since then, more than $2.4 million has been awarded, and APAA's endowment has grown to more than $3 million. So the scholarship program is currently comprised of 50 individually named awards, including 5 fully endowed individual scholarship funds. Well, these awards recognize the lead donors who are building a foundation of financial support for deserving USC students in perpetuity. But selecting APAA scholarship recipients is no easy task. So the responsibility for evaluating each candidate falls upon a devoted group of alumni volunteers who spend countless hours reviewing every application and interviewing final candidates. And now please welcome the chair of APAA's Scholarship Committee, Mr. Martin Nguyen.
Thank you, David. Good evening, guests, donors, fellow board members. I'm humbled to return and serve as the chair of our scholarship committee for our second year. At the gala last year, I joked that, I still look like a scholar. Thank you, Sky. This year, I actually had a scholar ask me if I was an undergrad. In any case, I'll be taking that as a compliment. We have another extraordinary group of students this year, and I'm excited to present our scholars to you. I want to first thank my fellow committee members. As those who have gone through this process in the passing the test, it is one of the most rewarding experiences we can go through as alumni. This year, we had the largest scholarship committee in APAA history, nearly 50 members who reviewed hundreds of applications. Can any members present tonight please give a wave? This year, thanks to our many generous donors and with the aid of university matching funds, APAA was able to grant scholarships to 100 undergraduate and graduate students, our largest ever scholar cohort. This is quite appropriate, given we are also celebrating the centennial of the USC Alumni Association. But that is 100 lives that have been positively impacted by your collective generosity. That deserves a round of applause. However, like mentioned last year, there seems to be a perception, both inside and outside of our community, that API students simply do not need assistance. That is simply untrue. In the 2022 to 2023 academic year, out of 5,351 enrolled undergraduates identified as Asian American or Pacific Islander, 1,508 received either the Pell or Cal grants. That's 1 in 3 API students. And many of these API students are children of immigrants or immigrants themselves, like so many of us and our families. Unfortunately, that incorrect perception is reflected in giving trends. I want to challenge everyone in this room tonight to help change that perception. The stories of our diverse APA scholars are truly captivating, and it is our mission to provide the resources to enable many more of them to unlock their truest potential. We'd like to show you some of that potential right now.
Wow, I'm going to be a student here. I can't believe it.
I just felt a sense of promise and all the sort of excitement that comes with that.
Seeing the rush, seeing the thrill to learn something just made me feel even more inspired.
My parents were reluctant when I first sat them down to tell them I needed to pursue music. I was 3/4 of the way through my psychology degree.
I wanted to be a good Asian daughter and do STEM and possibly be a doctor, but last minute I changed. I want to pursue something that I really enjoy, which is art, something that I always gravitated towards in all my volunteer experiences. I was in a neighboring high school to Saugus High School, which had a shooting, and I gathered some friends and we started a therapeutic arts program.
I'm Mongolian American. I'm studying intelligence and cyber operations, but I'm pre-law and I have a double minor in management consulting and computer programming.
The composition department here in Thornton School of Music has one of the most unique and progressive faculties of any music department in the country right now.
There's not many programs out there talking about new media, emerging technology, and I discovered media arts and practice in the School of Cinematic Arts.
Freshman year, spring semester, I decided to found USC's first project-based consulting group. I also am a part of Hack-a-Seep. We run USC's largest flagship hackathon to ensure the safety of a particular country. So a lot of our mission is to ensure that hacking can be used for a good cause.
I'm doing ZAP, which is an organization for students interested in art and technology, and it's a lot about community building. I'm also involved in Visions and Voices, where we're planning to collaborate with Los Angeles Chinatown to use projection mapping to create works of social activism.
I have incorporated my Indian heritage to some of my works. Allen Philharmonic in Texas commissioned an adaptation that was specifically designed to allow for multiple styles of music and musicians.
My parents were nomadic people in Mongolia, so it was very humble beginnings for us. So the reason why I needed this scholarship was I'm paying for USC completely on my own without my parents' support.
This financial aid helps me alleviate stress from my family.
I'd worked and I'd saved, but I knew if I go to grad school, it has to be on my own with no parental support. And so the APAA scholarship was really, really valuable.
Only 4% of Mongolian Americans have a 4-year college degree, so being like a first-generation student, I have the opportunity to change my lineage and to change the generation for my family.
Mentors that I've had here have had a huge impact on my career and also outlook on sort of what is possible for me.
All in all, it feels really great to have people who are as motivated and who are as willing to go out of the way to help other people.
I've been on hikes, lunches, different volunteer events. I think the APAA community has been my most favorite part of the scholarship, being able to hear their own personal stories about how they went from USC students like myself to where they are now.
I'm putting on a big show in a little over a month now for my master's recital.
I hope to go into cyber consulting for a couple of years and then go to law school to study cyber law. Hopefully down the line, I want to develop my own software and distribute to governments in regards to electronic voting.
I would love to be a creative director, perhaps a PhD, becoming a professor, and also pursuing some artist residencies.
I'm honored to be a recipient of the Michael D. Kung Memorial Scholarship because the emulation of what it means to be a young leader is so inspiring to me.
Your support is really important, especially for students like me who are going into creative fields that are more like investments. Often the rewards don't show up for a year, 2 years, maybe more.
Thank you to the APAA donors for your time, energy, and wisdom. It means the world to us.
Fight on!
The scholars highlighted in the video represent the remarkable group of students who are doing amazing things at USC. They are future artists, engineers, medical professionals, business leaders, the future change makers in our society. Your generous donations have provided and will continue to provide significant support to help them realize their dreams. But rather than just listening to me say that, let's hear it directly from our guests of honor. Everyone, without further ado, I'm incredibly proud to present our APAA scholars for the 2023-2024 academic year. To express the shared appreciation of this year's APAA scholars, please welcome a previous recipient of the Dr. Darren and Sandy Chu Scholarship, Feng Dozi Do.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. Good evening, everyone. My name is Fong Duzi. I'm truly honored to be here with you tonight. My journey to this moment began in the heart of San Francisco, a city known for its diverse culture and vibrant community. My mother and I lived in a small house that at times sheltered up to a dozen relatives. Despite not being financially affluent, I believe we were wealthy in the most important ways. Rich in our Vietnamese culture, deep-rooted family values, and an undeniable sense of humor. I mean, we were funny. I can still vividly recall my mother's gentle voice reminding me that "Kai ka la kai kon," meaning adversity breeds wisdom. This principle has guided me through life's challenges, serving as a beacon of hope and resilience. Reflecting on my family's story, I'm proud to see that each generation has built upon the struggles of the past. In the 1950s, my grandfather made $20 a month, so my mother, upon her arrival in America, could make $20 a day, setting the stage for me to make $20 an hour, hopefully much, much more after graduation. This progression highlights our family's determination and the belief that through adversity, we find our strength and wisdom. 5 years ago, my journey began at USC, a chapter filled with apprehension about leaving my responsibilities as a caretaker. It was the sight of the elegant USC letters admired by my grandfather as he leafed through the brochure featuring Alumni Park. That changed everything. His encouragement became the push I needed, a decision I've grown thankful for. At USC, my life was enriched beyond academics. I forged lifelong friends, encountered professors whose wisdom have shaped my journey, and most surprisingly, met the love of my life, comedy. Yeah, my girlfriend's gonna kill me. In a world where combining passion with purpose often seems like a distant dream, scholarships like APAA have allowed me to turn that dream into a reality. As a medical clown, I had the opportunity to use humor and physical comedy to bring joy to patients battling internal diseases and recovering from severe burns. This experience led me to co-found Healing Smiles, an organization dedicated to brightening the lives of older adults in senior homes through improvisation. Additionally, I have been blessed to work with the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life to spearhead a new initiative called Comedy as a Spiritual Discipline, which utilizes comedy as a form of personal and communal healing for USC students. And most recently, at Kaiser Permanente, I developed healthcare's first comedy wellness curriculum called Prescriptions for Punchlines, specifically designed to support adolescents struggling with anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. As we know, financing a college education can be significantly challenging, especially for those from low-income families. It's even harder for those who tell their immigrant single mothers they don't want to be a doctor. Instead, they want to be a medical clown. As a first-generation college student, I have navigated through many financial obstacles in my pursuit of higher education. Balancing my roles isn't easy. As a student leader, I strive to be a model of dedication on campus, while as a son and grandson, I bear the weight of contributing to my family's well-being. Last year, I was searching for a full-time job while being a full-time student to manage expenses like my mother's rent and my grandmother's medical bills. However, this burden was lifted and my path was illuminated thanks to the support of the APAA community. The Dr. Darren and Sandy Chu Family Scholarship has been a beacon of hope, enabling me to reduce my work hours and devote more energy towards the USC community and the pursuit of my degree. Thank you for the support of your donations. Through these scholarships, APAA scholars like myself have not only alleviated financial burdens, but also unlocked doors to unlimited opportunities. So, as we look towards the future, please look at your potential donations not just as gifts, but as investments in a world where adversity can breed wisdom, where passion meets purpose, and where the next generation of leaders, healers, and innovators are waiting for their time to shine. Thank you so much for changing our lives and inspiring us to persevere through challenges and fight on. Thank you.
Honored guests, please welcome the Honorary Chair of the Gala Committee, Mitchell Liu.
Congratulations, Fong, and to all of our scholars. Very impressive, deserving students. How about another round of applause? Okay, we're going to break for a delicious dinner, but before we do, I'm going to get to the heart of why we have this event. You heard from the students how scholarship support makes a difference in their lives. It allows them to have that full Trojan experience, which is foundational for their development. But we believe that they can become the trailblazing, legendary Trojans that we're going to be celebrating tonight. And I've seen the power of giving through this organization. As John Eno said, right, we've got to pave the way, we're going to pull, we're going to push, and we're going to really make a better opportunity for this next generation. The impact in the last 15 years has just been extraordinary. Now there's another wave of future API Trojans that we need to get ready for and that we need to support, and this is where I invite all of you to play a part tonight. So we have a goal to raise $50,000 on this part of the program, and we've made it very easy for everybody to participate. So get your phones out, okay, right here, cell phone, got the text instructions, and text APAA to 41444, and a gift of any amount will make a huge difference. A little bit is going to go a long way. A lot of bit will be even better. So the key is, when you push send, your dinner will get served, okay? So if you don't have a plate in front of you, I'll know who you are, and I'm going to be walking around. But no, thank you again, everybody, for coming. Silent auction is going to be open for another 50 minutes. Please enjoy your dinner. Thank you.
Honored guests, please welcome back to the stage David Ono.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to get the program started, so if I could ask you to take your seats, we have a wonderful number coming up for you right now. First of all, did you enjoy your dinner? I thought it was wonderful. I really did. This evening, we have a very special guest, Justin Klunk, a former APAA scholar, a class of 2013 grad. Now, Justin is a saxophone recording artist who has swiftly emerged as a major talent in instrumental music and smooth jazz. He has shared the stage, toured with such renowned acts, including Ariana Grande, The Midnight, Saint Motel, Lindsey Sterling. Yeji Kim, a USC Thornton School of Music student, will accompany Justin. You're in for a treat. We heard them warming up, and they're both really fabulous. So please welcome Justin Klunk and Yeji Kim.
All right, how y'all doing? Tonight. My name is Justin Klunk, and we're going to do a couple more minutes of some music for you guys to help get you dancing. If you want to get up out of your chair, dance a little bit, because we're about to do a song you might know. And I would like to welcome to the stage Yeji Kim. She's going to help me with this next one, and hope you guys enjoy it.
That's the night will last forever. I've been waiting for you. It's been so long. I knew just what I would do when I heard your song. You filled my heart with your bliss. You gave me freedom. You knew I could not resist. I needed someone, and now we're flying through the stars. I hope this night lasts forever. Oh, 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 oh. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. At first you put your arms around me, and you put your charms around me. I can't resist this sweet surrender. Oh, my night's so warm and tender. We're staring into each other's eyes, and what we see is no surprise. Got a feeling most would treasure, in a love so deep we cannot measure. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way.
Awesome. Thank you guys again. Hope you all have a good night. Also, thank you, Yeji Kim.
Please welcome back to the stage, David Ono.
How was that? They were sensational. Congrats to them. They were fantastic, Justin Klunk and Yeji Kim, but also a tribute to USC and the product that they put out and how they educate people, and that was just fantastic. So how do you feel about USC women's basketball? Well, there's a sports guy in the house, but I'll go ahead and do this, Rob. Don't worry about it. Just stay there and drink your wine. You're good. You're good. Isn't it wonderful how women's basketball, women's college basketball has had this amazing, they're finally getting their time. And right in the middle of the mix, right at the top of the mountain, was the USC's women's basketball. And how fun was that to watch? And how connected were you to them? And think about the future of this program. And it's just beginning. So we have a special guest with us tonight. She's adorable, wonderful, intelligent, pre-med, USC. She's only slightly taller than me because she's wearing heels, and that's the only reason. But in talking to her, she's gracious and kind, and I think she's a very, very special person to grace us with her presence, and she's willing to say a few words. So I want you to give her a warm Trojan welcome to Clarice Akunwafo, the center for USC women's basketball.
Thank you, David. Also, I'm not wearing heels. I'm just tall. Thank you so much. On behalf of the women's basketball team, I want to say thank you so much for all your support. I mean, we felt it on the court, on and off, and you all, APAA, the support you gave us was a key reason why we went so far in the season. And I mean, we're so blessed, and thank you so much. We're all excited just to get back into the gym, work hard, and hopefully next year we will go to the Final Four and maybe national championship. So we're really excited. It was an amazing experience. My team is great, coaches are great, and I'm just really excited to be here. Also, shout out to the APAA scholars. What you're doing for them is amazing. This is all amazing. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, fight on.
She's so upstanding, she couldn't even lie on my behalf and tell us she's in heels. That's how great she is. Tonight, we begin our presentation with the Legacy Award. The person who's getting this is dear to me and dear to many of you in this audience. He's a very, very special person, and he's done so much, and he's so inspiring. So to present this award, please welcome the president and CEO of Go for Broke National Education Center and a triple USC alumnus, Dr. Mitch Mackey.
Thank you, David. Good evening, USC. Oh, that sounds like you're from UCLA, folks. We've had a delicious dinner. We have USC women's basketball in the house. We have some amazing recipients here tonight. Let's do it like Trojans. Good evening, USC. All right. It is a joy for me to be with all of you here this evening and to be in the presence of my fellow Trojans. And you know, in this world that we're all living in right now, it's very challenging with political, social, and military conflicts throughout our nation and around the globe. And in times like this, we need true heroes. And it is my privilege tonight to introduce to you my personal hero. And I'm certain that by the end of the night, he will be your hero too. But first, a little bit of historical context. December 7th, 1941, the imperial nation of Japan attacks Pearl Harbor, and it thrusts the United States into World War II. Japanese Americans began to wonder immediately, what would happen to us? Would we be treated like the American citizens we were, 2/3 of whom had been born in our nation? Or would we be treated like the enemy because we shared a common heritage? Well, we received our answer 2 months later when President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, which set the underpinnings by which nearly 120,000 individuals of Japanese ancestry would be sent to concentration camps for the next 3 to 5 years of their lives. We lost our homes, we lost our jobs, we lost our possessions, but most of all, what we lost was our sense of place at the American table of citizenship. And then an interesting thing happened about a year into the camp experience. The U.S. Army, realizing that the war effort was going poorly and that they needed more men to go and fight in Europe, decided to create a segregated unit of Japanese American young men to go and fight and possibly die for liberty and justice halfway around the world. Imagine, you're 20 years old, your family has lost everything, you have lost all your possessions, you have been kicked out of school, and now they are asking you to fight for liberty and justice and possibly die. How many of you say, "Send me"? Well, our honoree tonight did just that. Mr. Yoshio Nakamura knew he was an American. He knew he had a duty to this nation, our nation. And he knew he was fighting for the future of those that he loved and those that he would never know. He joined the legendary 100th 442nd Regimental Combat Team, which would go on to become the most highly decorated unit of its size. Thank you, please. The most highly decorated unit of its size and length of service in American military history. More important, they fought to uphold America's promise. The promise that in our nation, no one is to be judged by the color of their skin, the nation of their origin, or the faith that they choose to keep. And Yosh didn't stop there. Upon his return stateside after the war, he joined our fine university and received his bachelor's and his master's in arts. And he would go on to have a 40-year-plus career as an educator, a high school teacher, a college professor, and a vice president of student affairs at Rio Hondo College. He is beloved by his colleagues, his friends, and most of all, his students. And I can't tell you how many times I'm with Yosh, and a person will come up to me, a former student, he'll engage in conversation, he'll address them by name, he'll ask them, what have they been doing with their life? And then he'll turn to me and said, she was my student in 1961. It's incredible. Yosh embodies the go for broke spirit of going all in for what you believe in. And it's not an exaggeration to say he has touched and enhanced the lives of thousands of individuals. He has bettered the lives of those he has known and bettered the lives of all Americans. So tonight, we honor Yosh and gratefully say, fight on. Fellow Trojans, I present the Legacy Award recipient this year, Mr. Yoshio Nakamura.
Dr. Mitch Markey for the fine introduction. I feel very privileged to be here, so thanks for inviting me. I want to thank Dr. Markey for leading the Go for Broke National Education Center and bringing the stories of the World War II Japanese American GIs to the memory of people here today and for generations to come. I am also very much appreciative of the work of Grace Shiba and the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association. And I think that the fact that we have this meeting tonight with a great dinner is a pretty good indication of her value to the university. And I also want to thank Dean Havenlin Kirk. It's really an honor for us that she would be attending our gathering tonight. And it's the first time I've met her, and she's very impressive. And it turns out my younger son and her husband were friends back when they were younger and helping with a church camp. We have a lot of people that have helped me on the way. One thing that I am very proud of is my 3 adult children. One, Linda Oberholzer, is my daughter, and she is an attorney and doing immigration and naturalization work. And she's also a very fine photographer. Another one of our family, Daniel, is a creative origami artist and recently retired as a math and science instructor. So I'm proud of him too. And I'm also proud of my younger son, who is probably really well known worldwide for his art, and he's also a sensei of Aikido, so he's a well-rounded fellow. I want to say that there are others who have really helped me along the way, and one of them, of course, is my late wife, Grace, who was an artist also, a fine educational leader, and quite an activist. And we've had many, many people who were helpful to me, including the art professors at USC, and there were many supporters among my colleagues and supporters among my fellow educators, artists, and friends. Fight On has been and continues to be a part of my being. I continue to find inspiration from the go for broke spirit of the Nisei veterans of World War II. I want to thank all of you here tonight for recognizing me. But truly, I believe that you are honoring the Japanese American soldiers of World War II. May their courage, patriotism, and service continue to be an inspiration in making America a more perfect union. And I say, fight on and go for broke. Thank you.
Isn't that great? Congratulations, Yosh. A true hero, source of inspiration for all of us. And Yosh, he is relentless in his energy. And he shows up to our shows, our programs, and is willing to talk about the great 100-442nd MIS to anybody who's willing to listen. And so he's a wonderful ambassador to that generation and that legacy. So thanks to Yosh. Thank you. The APAA Leadership Award recognizes the outstanding personal merits and achievements of Asian Pacific Trojans. Our honorees proudly represent USC and the Trojan family as leaders in their industries and communities. So to present tonight's first Leadership Award, welcome the Dean of Religious Life at USC, Varun Sone.
Good evening, everyone. Feels like a nice, small, casual Indian wedding tonight, so thank you for having me here. My name is Varun Sone, and I'm the Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life at the University of Southern California, but tonight you can call me Swami Trojan. I'm really excited to join you this evening for this very auspicious occasion at a very difficult time in the world. My teacher, Deepak Chopra, recently told me that there are 5 major crises in the world. The first 4 are ones that many people in this room and many people on our campus are working on: war, justice, health, and sustainability. But the 5th crisis, he told me, is the most crucial one, and we can't solve the other 4 without solving the 5th, and all of us can be and have to be the solution to the fifth crisis, and that is the crisis of joy. And so, I'm very grateful to the Asian Pacific Alumni Association for bringing us together in order to bring joy into our lives and into our hearts at a time when we need it most. And what a truly joyful occasion it is to be here to honor my friend and yours, the Queen of Troy, Jamie Lee. Matt, you might have gone to Michigan, but I guess that makes you the king. When you read Jamie's bio, it's hard not to be super impressed with her many amazing accomplishments, gifts, and talents. She is the CEO of the Jameson Group of companies, which has over $3 billion of assets under management, including 18 million square feet of commercial, office, retail, medical, and multifamily properties throughout Southern California. And her civic leadership roles in the city of Los Angeles are equally impressive. She has served as the president of the board of harbor commissioners for the Port of Los Angeles, which is the largest port in terms of trade value in the Western Hemisphere. She's also a board member for the 2028 LA Olympics, a trustee at Harvard Westlake School, a member of the Mayor's International Advisory Committee, and the list honestly goes on and on and on. We don't have time this evening to list all of her leadership roles in Los Angeles. Suffice to say, she makes me really feel like a slacker. That's because she is truly one of the brightest stars in one of the brightest cities. I'm sure she's forgot more about LA than I'll ever know, and I teach a class about LA. Her passion, though, is USC. A double Trojan with degrees from Dornsife and Gold, Jamie is also the youngest US trustee, probably in the history of the university. And in just a few short weeks, she's going to be the keynote commencement speaker for the very lucky graduate students at the Marshall School of Business. What's even more impressive than her bio, though, is seeing her in action. This year, I am the director of the Warren Bennis Leadership Program at USC, where our most accomplished student leaders meet to wrestle deeply with questions about ethical leadership in a time of polarization. Jamie was one of our guest speakers a few weeks ago, and she shared with our students her own experiences taking a similar leadership class at USC with Warren Bennis and Stephen Sample when she was an undergraduate. In our class, she was funny, honest, vulnerable, wise, optimistic, irreverent, authentic. She was her true self, and the students loved her. Of course, they loved her. It was an absolute master class in leadership, and I know that Warren Bennis and Stephen Sample would be so proud of the inspired servant leader that she's become. As a fellow Asian American Trojan, I've long admired everything she's accomplished, every stereotype she's shattered, every glass ceiling she's broken through. If there's no first, there can be no second, there can be no third, there can be no fourth. And because Jamie has been the first in so many spaces and places, there are now so many others who will be able to follow in her footsteps. And at some point, I fully expect her to be the president of USC, or the mayor of LA, or the president of the United States. If she ran for president of the United States this year, I think she could win. she'd certainly have my vote. And she's been the youngest president of everything, might as well be the youngest president in the United States. And so, this evening, we are so very fortunate to celebrate our extraordinary Trojan hero, Jamie Lee, with this very long overdue leadership recognition. So please stand as you are able in body and in spirit and join me in welcoming and congratulating Jamie Lee.
Wow, oh my goodness. Dean Soni, thank you so much for that incredibly generous introduction. I am so overwhelmed. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here in support of the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association. Thank you to this incredible organization. I am so humbled by this honor. Congratulations to my fellow trustees. And most of all, thank you to so many of my friends and family who are here to support me tonight. Thank you. My history with the APAA is deep. I served on the board of directors for 8 years, chairing all of the committees and serving as president for 2 years. It was a dynamic and transformative era of my life, one that helped me to achieve audacious goals and one that truly made me who I am today. The poet Robert Browning wrote, "Ah, but one's reach should exceed their grasp, or what is a heaven for?" This poem insists that it's noble, even necessary, to set outrageous goals far beyond ourselves, beyond our reach, ones that appear at first to be not only improbable, but frankly impossible. We must outstretch our hands far higher than we should in order to achieve the things that are truly worth it in life. When I was a freshman at USC, I was a student worker at a gala much like this one, and I watched a USC trustee win an award. Much was made of his status as a trustee and all of his accomplishments, his passion for the university, the transformative work he was doing in the community. And I thought, wow, I want to do that. I want to be a USC trustee. And for that, I was ridiculed. Firstly, that's a pretty dorky goal for an 18-year-old to have. But secondly, it was roundly audacious and clearly impossible. At that time, really, because of my gender, because of my race, my age, for my lack of resources. It was a status far beyond my reach, one that, even if it was just improbable, would still take at least 40 years to achieve because of the average age of the board at that time. So I shuttered that dream, I stashed it away somewhere deep, and I made the most of my 7 years as a student at USC. I expanded my passion for the Trojan family. When I joined the APAA, I met Mitchell Liu, who was president of the board at that time, and very coincidentally had just been elected as the Alumni Association Board of Governors to be its next president, the first Asian American president ever. Much was made of this, but much more was made of a rule that I had never heard of before. The president of the Board of Governors at the end of his year is eligible for a 5-year term on the Board of Trustees. I had discovered a new way. I credit my experience on the APAA board with a great number of things. When I joined, I absolutely could not speak in public. I was petrified to even introduce myself to the board at my very first meeting. I made myself completely sick at this gala when I had to introduce an honoree, and I shook for hours when I had to thank all of our sponsors at the golf tournament that I had chaired. But time and time again, the APAA forced me outside of my comfort zone. It thrust me into leadership opportunities, got me accustomed to networking, to speaking, for propelling our cause for our scholarships. From those experiences, I expanded my volunteerism. I joined the Women's Conference, the Law Alumni Board, the Alumni Real Estate Network, and of course, the Board of Governors, where Mitchell Liu had made his way to a trusteeship. Over 8 years on that board, I worked through the committees and onto executive leadership. I was recognized for my work and I continued to push, but then again, I hit a wall. People told me I had gone as far as I could go. The presidency was not going to happen for me, not just yet. I was far too young. I'd have another chance. I should go away and come back to the Board of Governors in 20 years like another trustee had. Or there had been too many Asian presidents recently, which, by the way, was just 2 ever, but that was too many in a row very quickly, so there wouldn't be another one. Or only 10 of the past 93 alumni presidents had been women. Hard work was not enough to reach beyond my grasp. We need other people to achieve our goals. Just one other person to believe in our audacity, to lift us up just those last few inches. Grace Sheba believed in my dreams, even when I had stopped believing them myself. I was in labor and delivery with my first child when she put my nomination forward to become alumni president. I wrote my essays exhausted with my newborn strapped to my chest, and I submitted my application knowing that I had absolutely no chance. I was 33 years old when I became the youngest trustee in USC's history. Thank you. More importantly, I became, and I still am, the only Asian woman and the only Korean American who has ever served on the Board of Trustees in 143 years. When we reach beyond our grasp, we push ourselves in unexpected ways. We defy odds, we shift the outlines of history, and maybe that means we open doors so that new and different types of people can walk through them. We should all be so lucky to have the APAA in our corner as I did, and as all of our students and our alumni do, of Asian descent and Asian affinity. Visibility and representation matter. Advocacy matters, and scholarship matters. So please give to the APAA tonight. Support our students and our community, because our imaginations cannot yet conceive of the incredible and audacious things that they will accomplish when we can help lift them just a little bit higher. Thank you so much. Fight on.
That was fantastic. What a beautiful, inspiring speech. And this is what do we mean with you meet these incredible people here, and you lead with such inspiration. All right, so let's move on for the rest of you slackers here to present our next leadership award. Please welcome Mr. Stephen Kim.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. Our second honoree proves that determination, drive, and passion can take you very far. In her case, all the way to the Washington, D.C. In 2020, young Kim broke new ground when she became one of the first Korean American women to serve in Congress. For Kim, it was the culmination of a decade-spanning career in public service, which began in 1990. That year, she took a position as a staff member in the office of Congressman Ed Royce. Her political savvy impressed Royce, and she went on to become his Director of Asian Affairs. During this time, Young also helped to form the Asian Pacific Congressional Advisory Council. This working group met regularly with Royce to discuss issues of federal concern to Southern California's Asian American community. In 2014, Young made history when she became the first Korean American woman to serve in the California State Assembly. Today, representing California's 40th district in the U.S. House of Representatives, Young is winning praise on both sides of the aisle for her work on a number of committees. I am proud to present the APAA Leadership Award to Young Kim. Young, please come forward and accept your award.
Wow. Thank you so much. Stephen Kim is a fellow Trojan. He's also my brother-in-law. He's also a cancer survivor. He's still going through the treatments. This is not easy for him to be out and about. So I'm deeply, deeply moved that he will take the time to spend this evening with me and my husband and many of my loved friends that I haven't seen in a while. It's truly an honor to be here to accept this award. I also want to recognize a few people before I go on. Grace Shiba, thank you. Thank you for your leadership all these years that you've led this organization, and always, every time I come back, you take it to the next level. Thank you so much. The members of the board of the APAA, led by Mary and everyone else, thank you for putting this event together. I also want to thank the North Orange County, Southern California's Asian Pacific Alumni Association board members, Sandy and Dr. Darren Chu,
for your leadership in Orange County and making recommendations so I can be standing here to accept this award. Thank you. I also want to congratulate all of the SC scholars who are recognized and honored tonight. I also want to give them a big, big shout out and also offer my office if any one of you want an internship, whether in the district office or in Washington, D.C., my office is always open for you. I'll make a position available for you. And I'm big in believing in mentor-mentee relationship. And when I say that I'm going to do it, I do it. So many of you scholars over here, especially if you're interested in learning about foreign affairs, international relations, working in government, politics, make sure you follow through on my word, okay? I have to tell you, as a proud Trojan, one of the best things I did was to marry another Trojan, my husband, Charles Kim, who is with me tonight. Charles, stand up. We're happily married. I got married the year after I graduated from USC, so now we're celebrating 38 years of happy married life together. And we're both delighted to be with the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association this evening and catch up with so many friends and alumni who we haven't seen in a while. You know, as a young girl, when I first immigrated here, after finishing my elementary school in South Korea, my family came to Guam. At that time, that was almost 50 years ago. I never thought that I would be standing before you as a member of the United States Congress, but here I am. Anything is possible here in America. And seriously, we're all living the American dream. You know, as an immigrant, I always thought receiving a college degree was the American dream. And USC is where that dream became a reality. I studied business at USC here and put myself through school. That was truly the start of my American dream. At the time, I really wanted to get a degree and start working and get a job in a private sector because my parents always told me, you gotta find a good job, and if you're successful as a businesswoman, then you will have the financial stability. I mean, living in South Korea, born and raised in the aftermath of the Korean War, we always lived in a very difficult situation, and many of you understand that. But getting a college degree was just the beginning for me. Yes, USC gave me a great education that prepared me and equipped me with the knowledge and the confidence to tackle the real world issues. When I graduated, I saw my parents in the crowd, beaming with the pride as I walked across the stage to receive my diploma. And I can see they were also patting themselves, each other on the back and said, hey, we did well, didn't we? You know, and my parents always taught me, as immigrants, giving back to my community and country that has provided my family and myself so many opportunities has always been important to me. They said, when you have an opportunity to give back, give back. The fact that a girl like me can put myself through school, have a career, raise a family, and now serve in Congress, to me, is proof that the American dream is alive and it's real. Every day I go to work, I always go through the United States Capitol, and I pinch myself. This is unreal. That young girl of 12 years old when I left Korea, now here I am. This is my workplace. Can you believe it? As a member of Congress, I was proud to bring all the Trojans that I found. That's the first thing I did when I went to Congress. How many Trojans serve in the US Congress? And I found there are 6 of us. serving in the House of Representatives, 2 Iowans, 4 Californians. There are 6 of us. Can you believe it? And when President Carol Folt came to Washington, D.C. to celebrate the opening of the USC DC campus, I was invited to Jane Harmon's home, beautiful home, where we talked about doing or organizing a Trojan caucus. So I gathered my Trojans in Congress, and together we launched the Trojan caucus with my fellow Trojan colleagues. And we have great plans to really promote Trojans working and living in Washington, D.C. You know, it's truly an honor to be your representative in Congress, and I will continue to fight for policies that keep the American dream alive, not just for me or my children's generation, but for my grandkids' generation. Believe it or not, I am a grandma of 2 beautiful grandkids and more on the way. So what I do is not for me, but for all of us and for our grandkids and the next generation. It's truly an honor to stand before you today and receive this award. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Fight on!
Congratulations, Representative Kim. Wonderful, wonderful speech. To present our final leadership award, it's just proof, finally, that we're not the same person. I can't tell you how many times I wander the streets and somebody asks me how the Dodgers are doing, and I always say, I'm not Rob Fukuzaki. But he actually is in the building tonight. And we've never been together before on the stage. So maybe this is a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Please welcome the legendary sports anchor, ABC 7 Eyewitness News, Mr. Rob Fukuzaki.
Thank you. I'm such a big fan, David. Thank you. It is an honor for me to be here tonight. You know, before I get into the scripted portion, there's a picture that they're going to be putting up on the screen, and I can't really see it from my vantage point, but it is something that I knew I had a couple of days ago. I went through storage at the house, and I said to my wife, because she's the one that organizes everything, look in the black bin near this and that. Okay, and I found it, and this is from November of 1997. This is the night I met Curtis Jung. Do we have that? Because we need to see that first. It is proof that night we met each other. I was at the ABL. It was an ABL, Asian Business League fundraiser. There's the front page of the Rafu Shimpo in November of 1997. I'm a celebrity blackjack dealer at their casino night, and there's Curtis. He's right there, first base at the blackjack table. We haven't met yet. We shortly did after that. But as I was dealing, he kept looking at me. He kept staring at me. We're this close. And mind you, I haven't met him yet. And he just kept looking at me and going, Fukuzaki! Rob Fukuzaki! Brother! And I'm going, who in the world is this guy? As I'm dealing blackjack. But I'm proud to say that he's become a lifetime friend, one of my closest and dearest friends. You know Curtis. If you do, you know he's a crazy guy. He has that crazy side to him, but he has one of the biggest hearts. He's always there for me when I need him. He's a great family man. Harrison, Cassidy, it's so good to see them here tonight. And really, really one of the true gentlemen and one of the greatest in his business. And that's why he is being honored tonight, because he's also a friend to the community and one of the great Trojans. And You know, we still text. I mean, you know, when we text, it's a brother. Then we get into our little message. But, all right. So that's the background. That's how we met that fateful night, November 27th, 1997. All right. It is an honor for me to be here tonight, and I'd like to thank Curtis for asking me to be here because it's a very big honor for me to be here. And sadly, you know, over the last couple of years, we share something. We both lost our moms over the last couple of years, and I just have to tell you, Curtis, your mom is so proud of you tonight. She's with us here, and then she is shining down on you. Our final honoree is one of Southern California's most distinguished attorneys, a super lawyer who's revered for his insights and expertise in banking, creditors' rights, and business litigation. These are demanding fields of law that require laser-sharp focus, a keen intellect, and exceptional communication skills to succeed. And you know he's a people person, right? Curtis Jung has all these attributes and much, much more. Rock solid integrity and vision. In short, the very definition of a leader. A proud USC Dornsife alum, Curtis has not only excelled professionally, he has earned widespread respect for his commitment to advancing USC and supporting the Asian Pacific Trojan family. Frankly, I don't know how he finds all the time and energy to do it all, but Curtis has served with distinction on the boards of several USC organizations, including APAA and the USC Alumni Association. In fact, he co-chaired APAA's Scholarship and Awards Gala in 2012. Tonight, 12 years later, it is my honor, it is my privilege to present the APAA Leadership Award to a Super Trojan. Please come up, Curtis, and accept your award. Brada! Congratulations.
Oh, gosh. Is that Dave or Rob? Is that Rob? Oh, boy. Give it up for Rob Fukuzaki. What do you say here? What do you say? He does so great on ABC 7, Hall of Famer. Thank you, brother, for being here. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Well, this is the second coolest event that's happened to me within the past several months. The other event was special and unexpected. I'll tell you the story. I was playing golf, and I'm a hacker, and I hit this miracle shot. I closed my eyes. No, I really didn't. I hit a hole in one. Me. So, you know, it was like rainy and windy, and the story gets better every time I tell it. And it's kind of hailing too, but wow, that's enough. Okay. But the odds of a hole in one are 1 in 12,500. For me to be standing here in front of you this evening, those odds are much higher. I am humbled and honored to be here. Thank you all, friends and family, for attending, for your support. And thank you to APAA, to its board, to Mary, President. Grace Sheba, what can I say? Give it up for Grace Sheba and Carol. We got to give it up. Thank you. And our dinner chairs, Mitchell. You guys call him Dr. Lou. I call him Cousin Mitchell. And Felita, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you have done. And the dinner committee, and all you volunteers and the scholarships. You guys are awesome. I want to congratulate my fellow honorees, Congresswoman Young Kim, our hero, Yoshio. Where's Yoshio? Yoshio Nakamura. And Jamie Lee. Jamie, you have my vote for president. You got 500 votes here right now, too. You got that, Jamie? We got your back. That's right. You got it. I would like to recognize and thank my family, my wife Lynn, my kids Harrison and Cassidy for their ongoing support. You know, I got a lot of family members here and relatives, and I cannot name you all. I got a time limit here, but I do have to recognize my great aunt, Karen Wong, who flew down from Seattle to be here. She is the founder. She is a trailblazer in her own right. She's the founder of the Asian Hall of Fame, started in Seattle and branching out all over the nation. Karen, thank you very much for being here. And I have to recognize my parents, my dad, Kenneth, who's not able to be here, and my mom, Wanda, who is watching from heaven above. Thank you, Rob. Along with my grandparents, Chewy and Wei, I am very grateful and blessed with such wonderful parents and grandparents. And it's because of them this is all possible. I'll be brief because you guys want to go to that after party. We all do. And I have a lot of fond memories about USC. And just to name a few of them, one of the highlights was participating in the Washington, D.C. semester program, interning on Capitol Hill. Too bad you weren't there at that time, Congresswoman. Excellent experience. I also have a really vague, fuzzy memory of joining a fraternity called Gammas. I got my brother Gammas here. I really don't remember much of that at all. It's kind of like a blur. I recall cheering or yelling on courts and fields, dressed in a fancy USC sweater, along with all of the song girls. Yes, yell later. I was a yell later. That's he, him, her, hers. You guys got that. Thank you. Okay. And yes, I studied, believe it or not, long hours in Doheny Library, okay? But for me, what I remember the most about USC, those days were a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But along with the festivities, one of the most rewarding experiences from USC was building relationships, learning how to network, and just being part of the Trojan family. And these relationships enriched me with lifelong friendships, countless business opportunities, and community partnerships. And because of these experiences, and of course some hard work, I was able to build my law firm and establish myself in the community. This USC network opened doors and led to various boards and appointments, including with the city and the county of LA, where I now proudly serve as president of the Board of Governors for the LA County Museums. And thank you. And for several years after graduating USC, I admit, I was not an active alumnus, and I was just sitting on the fence. And then my buddy, Rod Nakamoto, who past president, calls me up. And we both served on the board together for the Asian Business League, and we both were presidents. And he calls me up and he asked me to join the board during his term as APAA president. And he calls me in his Rod, loud, booming voice, "Curtis, we need you. Come on, Curtis, just do it for a year. Join the board for the year." Well, you know what happens after that? Rod forgot to mention that after the 1, there was a 0. That 1 year became a decade, and I served for many years for both APAA and the General Alumni Association, and so proud of it. USC also taught me about the importance of giving back. As a student, I worked part-time for USC as a telephone solicitor for one of their fundraising campaigns. I was dialing for dollars. Back then, believe it or not, we didn't have cell phones, so they put all of us in this room using landlines, and we called alumni, asked for donations, and I heard their inspiring stories. And my parents often reminded me to give back and to remember our community and where you came from. So how do you give back? Well, it's easy. It's like Mitchell said. Use your phone. Did you guys all get dinner? So you must have all gave, right? Text APAA. You could Venmo, Zelle, or writing us a nice check, like hopefully many of you will do later tonight. Also, you can give your time and resources, such as teaching or being a mentor, like Congressman Kim just mentioned. And I've made it a point to serve as a mentor throughout my career. And I've been fortunate to have many amazing mentees and staff who are now my dear friends, but they're also my teachers and bosses. Our roles are reversed, and there's a couple of them here today. First, we call her the Cupcake Queen. Haley Kwan. I hired her as my executive assistant when I was president at ABL. And now she operates and owns her successful business, her thriving business, Dot's Cupcakes, the best in town. And those favors in front of you tonight are from Dot's Cupcakes. That's dotscupcakes.com. I gotta plug you, Haley. Next, where do I start with this guy? I hired this high school kid, and he worked for me through college. Trained, taught him, showed him how to write, told him how to work hard, and now, many people, including myself, we are working for him. He's a huge success. My little bro, Huey, now the CEO, big brother, Takashi Chang, Tak. He's here with his new venture, Golden TV. That's goldentv.com. And you could subscribe, right? 2 for 1 tonight? Nice Chinese deal. Thanks, Tak. Both you guys are my favorites. As you could see, it's important to give back, to help others and be a mentor, and you will make a difference and change lives for the better. That's why these groups like APAA are so crucial with its student scholarships and mentorship programs. So to all of you students and alumni, young and old like me, please stay connected with USC. We know that everyone's busy, but just stay in the loop. And it's okay to take a break and be on the fence like I was. But when duty calls, please step up and support. And as always, just keep swinging away and then, bam, hole in one, baby. Thank you. There is, all right. In conclusion, I got a little treat for you guys. I'm gonna do this. Here we go. This has never been done in the history of APA dinners in all of 40 years, and I figured we gotta do it now, okay? So I dug in the closet, thanks to my wife, and she stored this really well. Here we go. This is vintage 1980s. It's the 90s. Here, woohoo! Yeah, it doesn't fit. Sorry, guys. And there's like 5 mothballs right here, the 5 moth holes in the back. Okay, so as a yell leader, I had to do these things called lead yells. So I need some audience participation. You guys with me? Are you with me? Okay. All right, we're gonna do a SoCal spell out. For all of those who didn't go to USC, you know, who went to that other school, and it's really easy. All you gotta do is spell Southern California. You got that? You guys got that? Okay, all you know, Bruins, can you guys handle that? Okay. All right. All right, SoCal spell out. You guys got it, and you got to do this thing where you're like yes, you know. And then I'm supposed to stand here. I'm out of shape. It's been a long. Yeah, I'm supposed to do this, you know. I got. So I'm gonna just. I'm not gonna even warm up. I'm just gonna do this thing right here. Okay. I'm just you know. This better not go viral on TikTok. Okay. You just. I'm telling you. I'm warning you guys. Okay. All right. You guys ready? We're gonna do this? We're going to do this. You guys want to stand up a little? Come on, we got to stand up. Trojan, ready? All right, ready? Okay, wait, you got to start. SOUTHERN CALIFORNIA Southern California. Woo!
How awesome was that? That was fantastic. Oh.
I just want to say something about David. He contributes more time to the community to do these types of events than anybody I know. So, David, on behalf of the Japanese Asian community, thank you so much for all you do, and you do such a great job each and every time. How about a nice round of applause for David? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. It is, I will say, we got to get to this after party, so. But I am proud of the fact that we're at ABC 7, and they allow 2 Japanese American anchors on the same show. That happens to be the #1 show in LA, but that, I think, says something about their belief that it's just about talent. It's not about background or history or ethnicity or anything like that. So it's great working with you, Rob. From the California legislature, Mr. Mike Fong, Assembly Member for 49th District, is here. Mike, where are you? There you are. Thanks to Mike, who's a huge supporter of APAA, even though he's a Bruin. But that even shows his commitment to this community. So thank you very much. And he's left us some certificates of recognition to the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association, to Curtis Jung, to Representative Congresswoman Young Kim, to the amazing Jamie Lee, and to our hero, Yoshio Nakamura. So thank you very much, Mike. All right, so let's get things pretty much close to wrapped up here. So everyone, please welcome the president of the APAA Board of Directors, Mary T.
What a wonderful celebration we have tonight. Congratulations again to all our honorees. Can we please have another round of applause for them? One of the goals of the APAA is to elevate our API community by sharing our stories. We're so delighted that we can use this event to highlight your journeys and show that we are truly proud to have you represent the Trojan family. Also, a heartfelt thank you to all of you that are here this evening. We are very, very grateful for all your support and contributions. All of you have made a meaningful impact as we push forward on our mission and build upon the legacy of the APAA. Earlier this evening, we opened up our Text to Give. These contributions will benefit our scholarship endowment and our alumni programs, and I am very, very pleased to announce that tonight we have actually made our goal. We have made $51,957, and right before I came on stage, we have also received a donation from the Korean Alumni Association for another $10,000. So we are up to $61,957 tonight. And the night is young, so please continue to text to give for tonight. Thank you so much. Very, very big thank you for all your support. I'd like to thank our amazing staff once again, Grace Shiba, Carol Shimazaki, and Angela Tang. You are the core of APAA and all our events and programs, and we cannot do this without any of you. I also wanted to recognize our wonderful MC, David Ono. We are so grateful for your impactful leadership and your contributions to APAA and USC, and we truly appreciate your ongoing support. As a small token of our appreciation, we have a gift for you that we'd like to present right now. Thank you, David. Last but not least, I'd like to thank our Gala chair, our fabulous Felita Shen, and honorary chair, Mr. Michelou, Dr. Michelou, and along with our entire Gala committee, please join us in standing, and our APAA Board of Directors. So proud to be serving alongside of you. This was a true labor of love and dedication. It required a team effort to make this event possible. Can you please get a round of applause and have our board stand? Next, a huge thank you to our sponsors and donors. Your generosity and support impacts APAA more than you can ever imagine. Everyone, please continue to think of APAA as we continue to build our endowment. As many of you know, it is a challenging time for API groups to get institutional donors and corporate sponsorships. So at this time, our community has to count on one another for all your support. Listening to the stories of our brilliant scholars has been inspiring, and we know their future is bright. It is rewarding to know that what we do is making a difference. It is our goal that our students are supported financially and professionally. We look forward to building and growing this community so that we can continue to support and impact the generations that follow. All of our events of this Gala is certainly a highlight, and it's been a great honor to take part in it. I love that this event brings Trojans and friends of the APAA together to celebrate and fundraise towards a common cause. It has been an absolute honor to serve as president of the APAA board this year. It has been a joy to serve alongside my fellow alumni volunteers on the board of directors. I appreciate all your hard work and dedication. As I transition to immediate past president, I welcome Sky Kagachi as the president-elect and know that the APAA will be in good hands next year. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my family who's with me tonight, my husband Sydney and my two sons, Kevin and Ryan, for supporting me this year. On behalf of the entire board of directors, thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. And please join us for the after party in the foyer at the conclusion of this event.
Thank you. Stay with me, Mary. Before we close, I want to thank the USC APAA for inviting me once again to share this special evening with this amazing Trojan family, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. One of my favorite events. You guys are so inspiring. You always bring new people we learn from, and we try to think of and drive our lives for a better cause when we attend an event like this. Wonderful people here. And now, in what has become a gala tradition. So Mary, join me to set this off.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we present the Spirit of Troy, the Trojan Marching Band.
Good night, everybody. Fight on. Here we go.